it's a tinybishie, and let's play some more Final Fantasy. But we're going to do a new character, and we're going to start this character off in Gridania. I'm going to make a Lancer character, because why not? And, let's see. I want to make a Vera character. I think I'm going to make a male Vera. Alright.
Mm-hmm.
But do I make a Rava or a Lina? Let's see. So the Rava set, actually, let's... Oops. So for the Vera, its description says, of tall stature and slender frame, the Vera's physical appearance is strikingly similar to that of the higher and Elysian, save for their distinctive long ears, adhering to a strict code known as the Green Word. They are prohibited from contact with the outside world under threat of exile. Their society is purely matriarchal. And the males of age are seldom, if any, found within the bounds of any village. They indeed serve as protectors of the wood from the shadows, that no evil may ever encroach upon their sacred lands. Okay, so male Vera.
Mm-hmm.
So with the Rava, Vera of the Rava clan live primarily in the Goldmoor jungle, their umber skin allowing them to readily blend into their surroundings. Though the males stand as wards of the forest, the females are adept hunters and protectors of their own right, fiercely guarding their homes and their young. Despite attempts by the Dalmascans to subjugate them, they have ever maintained a self-governing dominion. Though most would adhere to the tradition of the wood, some few have chosen to venture out into the world. There's also the Vina, with skin as fair as the snow-capped mountains towering above. The Vina clan makes their home in the forest lining the southwestern foothills of the Skate Range. Like the members of their sister clan, the Vina live as hunters and gatherers, laboring not only to protect the wood, but to nurture them. As the winds of war swept up a number of those who left their mountain homes, many such hardened hunters chose to set out for the distant shores of Eorzea. Yeah, let's make a Vina.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now I'm going to randomize. Very punk rock. Ooh, this has got a ponytail. Close. No, I like this one. Okay. No.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I like the voice. Okay, so let's see. Let's just random. Okay. Too bad you can't randomize this. Let's give you... yeah, let's do that one. Okay. So we're going to start with Lancer. The strategy of the Lancers is to outrage and fluster opponents with their long, two-handed polearms, peppering them with a barrage of thrusting attacks. They are trained with a number of weapons, giving a diversity to their attacks that make them extremely versatile combatants. In former times, the long spear saw the most widespread use, due in great part to the influence of the proud Lancer legions of Alamigo. Since then, the Guild has greatly expanded its armories to include a variety of weaponry, such as a halberd and the trident. Okay. And oh my god, Gridania is so hard to read. In the Eastern region, I'm not even gonna try. Can I select Marlborough? Okay. Oh, the names. Jerper. I'm horrible with the names. Sorry, my Discord is going off. Aruba? Normally it takes me so many tries to try and find a name that nobody else has taken, so woo, first try.
Here, feel. Here.
Wow, okay. Oi. You alright, lad? You were moaning in your sleep and sweating buckets besides. That'll be the aether, I reckon. Some are more prone to the sickness than others. No need to fret, though. You'll soon get used to it. Cute little things. Feeling better, Kupo? Ah, you can see us. I had a feeling you could, Kupo. We're Moogles, and we live in this wood. Normal folk can't see or hear us, which makes you special, Kupo. And seeing as how you're special, maybe you can tell us something. The wood's been restless of late. Lots of strange things happening. Have you a chance to witness anything suspicious, Kupo? He's just helping himself. It's cool, right? But of course you haven't. You've only just arrived. Well, there's nothing for it then. We'll just have to keep looking. Nice to meet you, Kupo. There's nothing left. Gridania is still a fair way off, in case you're wondering. Seeing as you're awake, how about you keep me company till we get there? Them youngins don't care much for conversation, see? Mon's the name, and Pedlin's my trade. As for your good self, judging by your unusual garments, I'd say you were one of them new adventurers. Am I warm? I knew it. Going wherever the wind blows, seeking fortune and glory, now that's what I call living. So long as you can avoid dying, I mean. Ain't no secret that adventuring's a risky business, these days especially. What was it that first attracted you to it? I'm just gonna go ... because I've said almost all of these before. Well, if you ain't inclined to tell, I ain't about to pry. Might be as old Bremont's a chatterbox, but he sure as hell ain't no busybody. We all have a secret or three, don't we? Me? Dozens. And I'd rather they stay secret too, which is why I don't go sticking me nose where it ain't welcome. Just remember though, there are more important things than fortune and glory, such as breathing. Ain't no profit in being dead, and that's a fact. Hey, halt! Go no further. What's this then? Oh! Ah! What's going on? A skirmish has broken out up ahead with the Ixal. For your own safety, you must remain here until... No, don't remain there. Bloody hells. We shall hold them here. Try to break clear. That was too bleeding close. Nice of the Ixal to send us a welcome party though, eh? Jokes aside, this won't be the last time you meet those feathered fiends. So just you take care, alright? By the by, is this your first trip to Gridania? I'm gonna put no, but he'll probably give an explanation anyway. Thought not. But I'll wager there have been some changes since your last visit. Allow a journeyed itinerant to teach you a few new things about your destination. Ahem. The city of Gridania lies slap bang in the middle of the Black Shroud, the biggest luscious forest in all of Eorzea. Though it ain't near as lush as it used to be, saying that. Not since the Calamity laid half of its waste. The destruction prompted a herd of new nasties to move in, and gave the Ixal unneeded encouragement. Birdman raids have become a daily occurrence. Ah, at long last. Behold, Gridania, the forest nation blessed by the elementals.
The Black Shroud, the ancient forest, close to the heart of Eorzea. Beneath the boughs of its towering trees lies the woodland city-state of Gridania. Once a sanctuary from the world beyond the hedge, even the mighty elementals, eternal guardians of the forest, could not forestall the coming of the seventh umbral era. However, the goddess Nofika was never one to forsake her children, and today she welcomes another brave soul. One who may yet play a telling role in the tale of this great realm.
Ah, and here's where we part ways, son. I'm off to the markets to deliver me wares. Then it's back to the high road for me. Here, I want you to have this, by way of thanks for keeping me company. Hey, you never did tell me your name, did you? Well, here's an idea. Become the sort of storied personage I can brag about having met, and I'll consider a square.
May the matron take him to her bosom, that he may never want. And in his heart sow serenity, purity, and sanctity.
Sorry, Discord. You there. Yes, you. Your face is not known to me. Newly come to the city, no doubt? I am Burton Net, a wood whaler of Gridania. It is my duty to protect our nation from her enemies, while welcoming those who may yet prove her friends. Let us see which you are. Okay. Welcome to Gridania, a vibrant forest nation cradled in the bosom of nature. Please select the control scheme you will. Okay. Go with mouse and keyboard. Follow the instructions. Okay. Okay. Coming to Gridania. To be recognized as an adventurer in the city-state Gridania, you must first register yourself with the Adventurers Guild. Another green adventurer, I presume? I thought as much. We cannot allow strangers to wander Gridania unchecked and untested. Before you rush off and begin pestering every second citizen for work, I suggest you make yourself known at the Carline Canopy. That's the headquarters for the local Adventurers Guild, in case you were wondering. The Carline Canopy is the building you see behind me. Speak to Mother Mjorn within, and she'll take you in hand. Okay. You've begun a class. Yeah. Oop. Oh, I'm so tired for work. I'm sorry, I'm yawning. Well, well, what have we here? A wide-eyed and wondering young adventurer? Come to put your name down at the guild, I presume? Welcome. Welcome. Mjorn's my name, or Mother Mjorn as most call me, and the Carline Canopy is my place. As the head of the Adventurers Guild in Gridania, I have the honor of providing guidance to the fledgling heroes who pass through our gates. No matter your ambitions, the Guild is here to help you obtain them. In return, we expect you to fulfill your duties as an adventurer by assisting the people of Gridania. A fine deal, wouldn't you agree? To an outsider's eyes, all may seem well within our nation, but naught could be further from the truth. The people live in a state of constant apprehension. The Ixal and various gangs of common bandits provide an unending supply of trouble, trouble compounded by the ever-present threat of the Garlean Empire to the north, and that is to say nothing of the calamity. Even now, the wounds have barely begun to heal. Ah, but I speak of it as if you were there. Forgive me. 5 years past, Eorzea was well nigh laid to waste when a dread worm emerged from within the lesser moon, Dalamond, and rained fire upon the realm. It is this which people call the calamity. Scarcely a square's mom of the Twelveswood was spared the devastation, yet despite the forest's extensive wounds, not a soul among us can recall precisely how it happened. I am well aware of how improbable that must sound to an outsider. It is improbable, but is also true, for reasons I can ill explain. The facts surrounding the calamity are shrouded in mystery. They are as many versions of events as there are people willing to recount them. Oh my God. Yet amidst the hazy recollections and conflicting accounts, all agree on one thing, that Eorzea was saved from certain doom by a band of vigilant adventurers. Whatever else we misremembered, none of us have forgotten the heroes who risked their life and limb for the sake of the realm. And yet, whenever we try to say their names, the words die upon our lips. And whenever we try to call their faces to mind, we see naught but silhouettes amidst a blinding glare. Thus have these adventurers become to be known as the Warriors of Light. Ahem. Pray, do not feel daunted by the deeds of legends. We do not ask that you become another Warrior of Light, only that you do what you can to assist the people of Gridania. Great or small, every contribution. I trust that you will play your part. Jesus. All that's left then is to conclude the business of registration. Here's a quill. Scrawl your name right there. Oh, and I would appreciate if you used your real name. There is a special place in the 7th Hell for those who use amusing aliases. Daenne. Oh, why did I pick a hard last name? Qufiswesfv. And you're quite sure this isn't an amusing alias? Oh my god. I would pick an easier alias to say. Very well. From this moment forward, you are a registered adventurer of Gridania, nation blessed of the elements and the bounty of Twelveswood. The guild expects great things from you. Look what just arrived. Another goddamn adventurer. Don't you start with that. Adventurers are the very salve that Gridania needs. I love her. The Elder Seedseer herself bade us welcome them with open arms. Do you mean to disregard her will? Oh. Of course not. Lest you forget, it is my sworn duty to uphold the peace. Am I to blame if outsiders bring mistrust upon themselves? You, adventurer, mind that you do not cause any trouble here, or I shall personally cast you out of this realm and into the 7th hell. Wow. Friendly. Ahem. Pray that outburst no mind. He meant only to counsel you. Suspicious characters have been prowling the Trollswood of late, you see, and the Wood Whalers feel they cannot afford to take any chances. As is oft the way with folk who live in isolation, Gridanians are wont to mistrust things they do not know well, your good self included. Fear not, however, given a catalogue of exemplary deeds. In no more than a handful of years, the locals will surely warm to you. Oh my god. I'm dealing with coughing and congestion and all that, so yeah, good thing this is gonna be. Good thing I'm only recording 2 episodes tonight. Hopefully, it won't be like that when I record again. It's just the temperature drops so drastically, and now it's like messing with me. On behalf of my fellow citizens, I welcome you to Gridania. May you come to consider our nation as your own in time. Now then, you may depend on old Mother Mjorn to teach you a few things that every adventurer should know. Yay! Listen well to the wisdom of Mother Mjorn, and go forth and go back. So tutorial's over. God, that was loud. Now that my headset decided to start working properly again, it's like doubly loud in my ears now. Close to home. Mjorn, proprietress of the Carline Canopy, wants you to perform 3 tasks that will help you learn the fundamentals of adventuring. Let us begin at the beginning, shall we? Now that you are a formal member of the Adventurers Guild, we must be sure that you have a firm grasp of the fundamentals of adventuring. To that end, I have 3 tasks I wish you to perform. Your first task is to visit the Aetheryte. The massive crystal stands in the middle of the Aetheryte Plaza, not far from the Carline Canopy. As a device that enables instantaneous transportation, the Aetheryte plays a key role in the life of the ever-wandering adventurer. Once you have located the crystal, all you need to do is touch its surface. A member of the Wood Whalers will be present to offer further instruction. For your second task, you are to visit the Lancers Guild. There is no better place to learn the art of the polearm. Speak with Jillian, and she will explain the benefits of joining the guild. For your third and final task, I will have you to visit the markets at the heart of Old Gridania's commercial district. There you should find weapons and armor and all the various items that an adventurer might need on his travels. There is, however, more to the markets than buying and selling goods. Speak to Pars Montret and listen well to his counsel. The master merchant can be uncooperative at times, so be sure to offer him one of my famous eel pies. Like so many men, he is much more charitable when his stomach is full. Here, I made a batch not long ago. You have your tasks. May Nofika guide your path. And one more thing. Should you happen to come across any citizens in need, don't be afraid to proffer a helping hand. I am certain they will be pleased to meet an adventurer in whom they can confide their woes. Granted, the work they offer is unlikely to be realm-shattering importance, but prove your worth and build a reputation, and in time, folk will be more inclined to entrust you with matters of moment. I also suggest you lend an ear to the smith here in the canopy. The smiths are an trusted representative of the Adventurers Guild and are an invaluable source of advice for neophyte heroes seeking to attain greatness. Okay. There's so many female bunnies that I decided to make a male. Greetings, adventurer. I see you are faithfully following Mother Mjorn's instructions. Allow me to offer you a bit of instruction myself. I am Nikia of the Wood Whalers, and I know a thing or two about the Aetheryte. Yes, that big crystal right there. Aetherytes are devices that tap into ethereal energies and are primarily used as a means of travel swiftly from one place to another. Return and teleport, the most common transporter spells, make direct use of the Aetherites and their connection to the flow of ether. And as these devices are found in almost every corner of Eorzea, any adventurer worthy of the name will wish to seek out and attune himself to each one. Truly few things in this world are so useful as an intrepid explorer. But you need not locate them all at once. Before rushing off into the wilds, I suggest you start with the Aetherites found here in Gridania. Should you wish to learn more about the Aetherite or transportation magic, I am here to answer your questions. You're tuned with the Aetherite. You're now able to use a return spell. Okay. Alright, Lancers Guild. Oh, it's the Archer's Guild, never mind. You now have access to the Aethernet. Quick travel throughout the sea can be achieved by simply placing your hand upon Aethernet shards. Okay. Okay. There's the person I talked to. By what right does a fledgling adventurer presume to address Pars Montret, master of the markets? You think you can stroll in here, bold as you please, and demand my hard-earned knowledge? Ha! A merchant does not for naught, especially when dealing with would-be heroes. If, on the other hand, you had a tasty morsel to curry my favor, then I might consider your request. Come now, this whole encounter reeks of Mjorn's handiwork, and more specifically her baking. Don't look so surprised, son. I smelled the eel pie of yours a mile away. Hand it over. Wow, okay, here. That flaky crust, just divine. Very well, I am a man of my word. Pay close attention, for I shall only explain this once. The aspiring adventurer need look no further than the rosewood and ebony stalls. Both are but a short stroll from where we stand. If you mean to do battle, you're best prepared with a quality set of weapons and armor. Such goods are the providence of the rosewood stalls, directly south of here. You will be pleased to learn that the merchants of Gridania are exceedingly particular when it comes to craftsmanship, so you needn't fear defective straps and the like. If it's potions and paraphernalia you seek, head north to the ebony stalls. The shelves there are lavishly stocked by widely traveled olden merchants, and I may truly say that I have seen things amongst their myriad wares that I scarce knew existed. Do you follow me thus far? The first step in any purchase is to select the stalls that meet your needs. Then you may concern yourself with price and profits. There is a little more I can teach you with mere words. Go, pursue the stalls, and see for yourself what wares they offer. There's no substitute for first-hand experience, after all, and I am wary of talking, unless you have another eel pie. Oh my god. Alright. Time to attune. Okay. Interrupted. Oh shit. I moved too soon. There we go. I'm like, no, I moved too soon. I want to go this way. Try not to doze off, I apologize. Okay, sorry, just making sure, yes, that's where I want to go. Botanist Guild, alright. Let's see. And down, okay. How can you tell I'm tired when I zone out and stop talking? Sorry, I don't mean to do that. It's just, like I said, I'm on a bit of a time crunch. I wouldn't be if it wasn't going to be like super hot. But yeah, I want to beat the heats and be able to get some playtime and stuff before the heat gets the apartment too warm. Okay. There we go. Up. Botanist Guild. I am in the I'm like, where am I? I guess the Lancer's Guild's the last one I need to do. Cool. Too soon. Okay. Yeah, I've tuned myself to all the Ethernet, so now it's connecting me, it's unlocking everything for me. Alright, let's go talk to the guild, and then it'd probably be a good area to stop for now. Doesn't help that my voice is not, oops, happy. Welcome to the Lancer Guild. I see you brought your own spear. If you seek to refine your skills with polearm, then you come to the right place. Here at the Lancers Guild, skilled wielders gather to train with one another, and further hone their abilities under the tutelage of our fine instructors. More than just an instrument of war, the spear is also a tool for hunting with game ever plentiful in the Twelveswood. The weapon has been in the mainstay of the locals here since before the founding of Gridania. With the passage of time, our nation became a gathering place for spear masters from across the realm, many eager to test their mettle against the famed might of the Wood Whalers. And it was here in Gridania that the myriad fighting styles came into contact, eventually giving rise to the art taught here today. That spear technique would be formalized at all owed. That spear technique could be formalized at all owed much to the founding of the Lancers Guild by Wood Whaler Captain Masale, nigh on a century past. The tradition of accepting students from without as well as within Gridania's borders persists to this day, ensuring that the art of the polearm may not only survive, but also continue to evolve. Well, there you have it. I hope this brief history of the Guild has helped you settle any doubts in your mind. The Lancers Guild is always eager to welcome new initiates. If you are willing to enlist, speak with me again. We can begin the enrollment procedures. Yes. Well then, have you made up your mind to enlist in the Lancers Guild? Yes. Way of the Lancer. Jillian wishes you to affirm your desire to join the Lancers Guild. Excellent. I shall let Guildmaster Yawain know to expect you. All who seek admittance to our ranks must present themselves before him. He will judge if you are fit to become one of us. Pray make your way to the training area within. Our Guildmaster awaits you there. Okay. Well met, adventurer. I understand you wish to learn the Lancer's art under our roof. Though you have doubtless brandished a spear before this day, and perhaps even in earnest, you still have a long way to go before you may call yourself a Lancer in sooth. In my capacity as Guildmaster, I shall guide your training, beginning with the very basics, the principles of our art. There exist myriad fighting styles, each of which has its own unique qualities. None, however, can claim to be as offensively minded as ours. Our approach is ever one of attack, no matter who or what we face. An experienced Lancer is able to wield a polearm as if it were an extension of his body. He transforms into a raging storm before his foes, delivering a barrage of devastating thrusts and slashes. To facilitate such a relentless assault, we Lancers forego plate, favoring armor of leather and chain, such materials as provide adequate protection without unduly hindering movement. A Lancer's worth may be measured quite simply in how swiftly and decisively he can pierce his enemy's defenses. By its nature, the polearm is a simple weapon to wield, for good or ill, even in a farmer's hands. It is capable of wreaking considerable havoc. Thus has it been a mainstay of every great army since ancient times. Yet known that a lance alone does not a Lancer make. Faced with unfavorable odds, an unseasoned spearman will break formation and flee without a moment's hesitation. A true Lancer, however, flinches not before his enemies, for he knows not the meaning of fear. Ever does he press forward, disdainful of the odds, that he might pierce the enemy line and open a path to victory. Needless to say, doing so requires no small amount of courage, and that's why our guild has striven from the first to install this essential quality in every soul who passes through our halls. Arduous trial awaits you, should you join our ranks. Knowing this, have you the resolve to wield the lance? Yes. Well said, adventurer. I see no reason to deny you a place within our ranks. Ah, but I have neglected to introduce myself. I am Yawain, master of this guild. Pleasantries duly exchanged. I hereby assign you your first task, a trial to be precise. In order to develop an affinity to your weapon, and learn to gauge such things as distance, you are to go forth and brandish your spear with reckless abandon. The squirrels, ladybugs, and funguars that roam just outside the city should provide you with a suitable challenge. put down, let us say, 3 of each, and then report back to me. Okay. Oh, it's nighttime. Okay. I think this is a good place to stop for now. And then in the next episode, I'm going to do some slaying, as well as report back to Mother Mion. Okay. So, I hope you enjoy this new character's new journey, becoming a Lancer. And that's going to be all for now. Thank you so much for watching. Please stay safe, stay happy, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye!